I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Benjamin Tyler. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing excellent, man. I'm just honored to be here.
Hey, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Thanks for taking the time to be here. Please do tell us, what part of the world are you in, Benjamin?
I live in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, a small place of about 11,000 people just outside of Milwaukee.
Wow, everyone knows you there.
Pretty much, yes.
That's great. That's great. Well, Benjamin, please do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
My talent that brought us here is I help people attract high quality leads and clients into their businesses using social media, more specifically Facebook, and building intimacy so that they can attract the right people into their tribe.
Love it. Now, tell us about the podcast, please. Client Attraction for Coaches, and how what you do there.
Yes, Client Traction for Coaches is a podcast that I need to be a lot more diligent in, like you. But it's my podcast where I share interviews with online experts, and I give some of my own personal content so that people have the information to get them to the next stage of their business.
I was enjoying the way you put together your podcast, where you were doing the day 1, 2, and 3 with the branding story challenge. I actually love that. That was pretty enjoyable.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I like to multi-purpose a lot of my content, and I appreciate I got a lot of good feedback from that.
Yeah. Well, our internet is just cutting in and out just a bit, so amazing audience, if you're hearing this, it's the internet. It happens, right? But Benjamin, tell me, who did you learn this skill from? This skill of really sharing from a place where it's not that type of sell based on clicks or sell without that emotional attachment, if you would.
Yeah, I've had a couple coaches along the way, but it was a combination of one of my coaches and mentors, Ted McGrath, and another one, Scott Olford, and really combining their systems to create my own. I mean, when I started in the online space, I didn't believe anyone could buy from online. I didn't get it because it didn't meet how I saw people. I thought people bought, and how I bought. I bought from seminars. And because there's that connection, you could build that like, know, and trust. You can build that intimacy with people. And I was looking online and I never believed it because I didn't buy from emails. I didn't buy from webinars. And I really took the systems from my mentors and this idea of how could I create almost a seminar setting to start attracting people, bringing people into my life, creating some kind of intimacy so they knew who I was and I could get this like, know, and trust factor. And for me, I just looked at Facebook, and it was the platform you could do that with. Facebook Lives, posts, Facebook groups, Facebook ads. There's a way where you could always be present with your audience and build that relationship.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier than it looks, but at the same time, it seems as though the thing that was natural at one point in time isn't so natural, isn't it?
It isn't. It isn't. I mean, I'm the top part of the millennials. I'm 33, but you look at people that are 24, 22. I mean, they're all online. They're building relationships online, and they're buying online. So it's kind of been a transition for me as well.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. I love the idea of the conversation. Well, of course, it's a 12-minute conversation podcast, right? 12-minute convo. So you can understand my love for the conversation that you promote between client and coach, or even buyer and seller. Please do tell me, given the fact that we're in this world where it's Facebook click ads and Google AdWords, why you would suggest someone do what you've done?
Well, I am in that world. I am in the world of clicks and Facebook ads and click funnels and all of that, but people want more now. I mean, the online expert doesn't necessarily exist anymore because everybody's an expert. So like, what are you going to do that's different than just being the expert with all the knowledge. And it's just relationships. It's understanding that people buy from their friends. They buy from people that they want to become friends with. You can no longer just be the expert. You can't just be the coach or the consultant or the massage therapist or the personal trainer. You have to be something more. And that is really building friendship and talking to people. People love to talk. We're social creatures, and you just have to start doing that.
Tell me one other thing that you've done. It could be something else consistently over the last 3 years.
Man, consistently over the last 3 years, probably the one thing I've done consistently is I do something every single day that makes me nervous. When I mean, my backstory is I never felt good enough in life, and I was always scared of standing up for what I felt I wanted in life and that greatness inside of me. And 5 years ago, I told myself I need to attack my fears, because my fears are the things that I truly want, my true desires in life. So for the last 5 years, not even 3 years, I consistently every day get uncomfortable and go after the things I truly want, even
Wow.
if it's a small action.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
Before it's scared, but every single time I do something that I'm scared about and I accomplish it, no matter the result, I always walk away smiling,
Yeah.
or it's like, "Phew, I did it."
Wow, wow. Suggest to someone who may be listening, who may have that same scenario occurring to them right now, where they are not feeling as though they're good enough, why they can do or what you've done.
I changed the 5 people I spend the most time with. Jim Rohn, a quote that floored me when I first heard it was, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And I was looking at the people that I was spending the time with, and I'm like, these people, A, I'm bored being around them, but two, like, they're not pushing me. They don't have the same dreams as I do. And I just changed the people that I was around, and I asked people to hold me accountable and to push me. And sometimes that involved investing in people to push me and getting those coaches and those mentors. And it was, just changing the 5 people and the people that would drive me to my greatness. Uh, is the thing I recommend everybody do. Find those people. Who are the 5 people you're spending the time with right now? Look at them and honestly ask yourself, are they helping to create that dream, that life that you truly want? And if they aren't, you have to ask yourself the next question is, where can I find those 5 people?
Amazing audience, we are live right now with Benjamin Tyler. Benjamin is the host of, amongst other things, right? The host of Client Attraction for Coaches. Do check that out. Benjamin, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Benjamin, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory was I lived in the country just playing in the woods and shooting my guns at made up villains and things like that.
How old do you think you were?
I was starting to do that when I was 5, 6 years old. I was a cowboy. I was a GI Joe. I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I was all of those things. I've always wanted to be a hero in my life, I guess.
Love it. So why do you think this memory is so clear?
It's clear because I loved being a child, and I try to bring that out now, because when we're children, we dream big and we actually believe in ourselves and we believe we can be whatever we want. And somewhere in life, we stop believing in that. We stop thinking we can't be the cowboy. We stop thinking we can't, go after our dreams. We stop thinking we can't be, beautiful and, this great being. And when you're children, you always think that, girls would think they're princesses, boys think they're heroes. And, I always loved tapping into that.
I love that. I love that. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
I would love to hear it.
I love the idea of imagination. And right now in the online space, it takes some imagination to have a conversation, because you're dealing with people that are made up, right? Like you see images of cowboys, if you would. You see images of villains, right? But the idea of approaching that with your confidence, the way you did that in the woods with your imaginary guns, to have those conversations as a salesman, if you would, now It's so important to understand it's really about building the confidence to make the approach. And you're doing that. That is fascinating.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. I love that interpretation.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song was, probably Sweet Caroline. I was a Neil Diamond guy. I just listened to my dad's music back then, and Neil Diamond was always on.
Yeah, I love it. Well, hey, you listen to your dad's music. Hey, we all need coaches, right? It's good music.
It is good music. It's great music.
Exactly. Well, we have arrived at our destination, Benjamin. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Benjamin, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have not. Besides my clients and the people I support, I haven't thought about that.
Are you married?
I am not.
Do you have children?
I don't. My child is my business.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's a lot more than 8.
Benjamin, after having 1,001 conversations in 2016, in 3 months, I came up with a workbook, and the name of the workbook is yours, and it stands for your own unique real self. Connected to that is your own unique real statement, your mission. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, something that represents Benjamin Tyler, what would you say that is?
I mean, my own unique statement would be to honor what's in your heart and go for it.
I love it. Just like that cowboy in the woods. Benjamin Tyler, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just appreciate the time, and if anyone's interested in what I do, just head over to clientenrollmentacademy.com. You'll find the podcast, and you'll see more about what I'm up to.
clientenrollmentacademy.com. Benjamin Tyler, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.